Jai Hind and welcome to all new episode of Voice of Red Hackle, a podcast of the cadets, by the cadets and for the cadets.
We are celebrating NCC Day, which is observed on 4th Sunday of November every year.
Voice of Red Hackle has come up with a series of podcasts to show what NCC has to offer to the nation.
And how Amrit Kal ki NCC is leading to a Viksit Bharat.
Today, we have with us Senior Nair Officer Divya Singh. She was the part of Youth Exchange Program Vietnam 2024.
And Senior Under Officer Devashish Kapoor, who was part of Youth Exchange Program Kazakhstan 2024.
So welcome guys to our podcast.
Thank you so much for having us.
So Divya, can you please tell us about your NCC journey from the beginning?
Okay, so I joined NCC in my JW when I was in my school times. Then I came to Delhi and I joined Gargi College. So I'm from Gargi College, 4 DGBN, and I joined Gargi NCC there. So my motivation to join Gargi College was Gargi NCC only, because Gargi NCC provides a lot of good trainings and this great legacies there. So and after that I got the rank of sergeant in my second year. Before that I did my PM's rally camp in my first year. Then went for TSC cadre in shooting, and so I got out from there. But then I went to RDC, and through RDC I got Youth Exchange Program Vietnam.
So you have a lot of achievements in NCC. Can you please tell us what was your motivation to join NCC?
Okay, so initially the motivation was uniform only, but after coming to Delhi, the motivation was Gargi NCC and the seniors and the legacy. Yeah.
So, sir, what was your motivation to join NCC and how NCC has built up your personality?
So thank you ma'am first of all, and thank you sir for having me on your great show Voice of Red Hackle. So my main motivation to join NCC, first of all, when I was choosing my college, I particularly chose Delhi University so that I could get into the National Cadet Corps and be very acquainted with the environment of armed forces, and it also gave me the opportunity to develop my character, my leadership skills, and I always had the fact in my mind that I want to wear the uniform, whether in academy or in the NCC. By wearing the uniform, I feel like I get that responsibility that the cadets and my peers in the society, they look up to me, and I come out as a idol. So that's why.
So, uniform love it was.
Yeah, sure.
So Divya, you were the part of RDC 2023, right?
Yes.
So can you please tell us about your selection process and all, and what domain you were in?
Sure. So I was in the event of Kartavyapath, and for RDC we had this 9 camps, practice and selection camps included, and so we had this 6 months ki puri journey, and first I went to IBC, then IGC, a lot of camps, and then pre-RD 1, 2, 3. So initially I was in 2 events. One was cultures and one was Kartavyapath. So then I chose Kartavyapath after 2-3 months, and we had this rigorous training every day with DIs. I still remember CEO coming to us and telling us, एक ही vacancy है, 2 ही vacancy है, तुम out हो जाओगे, ऐसा ऐसा. But finally, after 6 months, it was worth it. We got our kittings, and documentation हो गया, सब कुछ हो गया, kittings मिल गई हमें, and then we went to our DG camp. We saw people coming from all over the India. It was the biggest national camp we ever saw, RDC, and that moment was something I can't describe.
So Divya, you were the part of RDC contingent on Kartavyapath.
Yes.
So प्रेसिडेंट के सामने और प्राइम मिनिस्टर और इतने सारे डिग्निटरीज के सामने मार्च करना एक अलग लेवल का एक्सपीरियंस देता है, एक अलग एक्साइटमेंट होती है. आप उस एक्साइटमेंट के बारे में कुछ बता सकते हैं?
Sure. So, as I said, we had this 6-month ki whole training. We were very tired, and we went at DGNCC. We just had 1 दिन की leave, bus, and then they said कि वापस आ जाओ camp में. So we went to DGNCC. We met a lot of people, and at the very first day we had our selections for Kartavyapath. तो हमने अपना बेड जमाया भी नहीं था, and then they called us कि आ जाओ selections हमारे. So I gave my paper, YP paper, and then I ran to give my selections for Kartavyapath. So I gave and I got selected, and then we had again trainings and trainings and trainings. So those DIs are from IMA and NDA. So the training was very hard there. Like we used to have this very hard schedule. We used to wake up at 4, and जब हमारा FDR था, we used to go to Kartavyapath. So we used to wake up at 2 रात को. We used to sleep at 11 and we used to wake up at 2. So yeah, this was very hard, and then we used to do FDR. The very first FDR we had on Kartavyapath, it was like very memorable because it was the first FDR, and we were in full dress rehearse. We were in full dress, and people were having with us, and there were people sitting. There were DG sir also. So we had this great feeling at the first FDR. But then we had this okay, chal raha hai. But at the last day, the day 26 January, it was just something I can't describe. When the commander said "Daine dekh," and we saw the president, that was actually a great memory, a great moment for me. And after coming back from KP, तो we had at this ceremony at DG, जब भी हम KP वाले बच्चे आते हैं, तो people from every event, they come, the cadets, they come and they clap for us. So people were standing and we entered the gate and they were clapping, and we were very proud of ourselves for the first time. So yeah.
So Devashish, can you put some lights on your RDC journey? How was it for you? Is it hard? Is it like, what was your experience throughout?
Okay, so as ma'am told earlier, RDC is one of the most prestigious and the most difficult camp, the national camp. So हमारी journey July end में start हो गई थी. We gave inter-battalion, then inter-group, and then various other camps. In total 8 to 9 camps हमारे हुए थे. And as a part of legacy of my college, ARSD NCC, so our seniors used to say ऐसी कोई academy नहीं है, ऐसी कोई government job नहीं है, ऐसा कोई camp नहीं है जहाँ पर हमारे cadets ने participate ना किया हो, yearly basis पे वो भी. So that point was there कि हाँ मेरे को भी RDC करनी है. And in the year 2023, the All India Best Cadet was Shivam sir. So he was my motivation. I talked to him. So he told me ऐसे एक event होता है, so you should go for that. Then I went for it. My CHM Aman sir, SUO Rohan Divya sir, they also motivated me a lot. Yaar, you should go for Best Cadet competition. So in the Best Cadet competition, I got selected after rigorous screening processes from the Delhi Directorate. I was also the part of the culturals. In the culturals, I was there in the ballet performance and the NIEP, National Integration Awareness Program. And I was also the flag area briefer.
Oh,
Yeah, and
that's great.
I also marched on the PM rally on 27th January. So that was-
what were the criterias of best cadets? Like what
Okay.
selection process was there?
So, talking about the Best Cadet selection process, so the selection of Best Cadet process and YP, they're altogether somewhat similar.
Oh.
Like Best Cadets के अगर 5 events हैं, competitions हैं, तो उसमें से 3 YP के उसमें हो जाता है. So at the very first day, we have our Best Cadet and YP paper. They both are the common paper simultaneously. Then after 2 to 3 days, we go for our firing test. And then after the next day we have our drill competition, and the cadets who are shortlisted, then they go to give the ADG interview, and then the DG interview, and then the cadets are selected. So basically the events for the Best Cadet competition are your written exam, firing, drill, and you also get bonus marks for, you know, being a part of cultural event, flag area
Okay.
briefing. You can participate in at most 3 events which give you 10 marks each. So that makes 30.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is a cherry on the cake.
Yeah, sure.
So Divya, you were the part of YEP program. So can you please tell कि क्या procedures थे, क्या practices थी आपकी? If कोई आपका junior वो follow करना चाहता है, उसको भी YEP करना है, तो क्या क्या करे कि उसका selection हो YEP के लिए?
Okay. So the very first thing, the very basic requirement is that you have to do your RDC in your second year. If you are a second year cadet, you'll have to do RDC. अगर आप third year में हो तो फिर you're not eligible for YEP. So second year में you're going to do RDC, whatever event you're from. And after that, what happened for me was basically when I came from my TSC camp, when I got out from there, my senior officer Anushka ma'am and senior officer Anshu ma'am, they went for YEP, Kazakhstan and Russia respectively. They told me to go for RDC. So when I went there, I was in the KP event. So for me, it was a bit difficult to basically focus on YP and KP both the fields. So first of all, I went for an event. You'll have to qualify for an event. After that, you'll have to give selections. So the number of vacancies, they matter from different states. The vacancy in Delhi was 1 main for SWs, 1 main and 2 reserves. So Captain Nalin sir, he took our selections for YP. We were 5-6 cadets, second year cadets, and then we gave our written exam, then GD, then drill test, and these 3 events are basic thing for YP. So we gave that. After that, we had our list. So I was in reserve. Main was senior officer Sejal. I was in reserve, and then we all 3 we gave our exams at DG. So this basic criteria is you have to give your written exam, then DST, and then your GD test. After that, our list will be made, and with that list, you'll be allotted with different delegations, which comes.
So among how many cadets you were selected?
So in Delhi, it was we were basically 10-12 cadets from second year, and in DG NCC they were basically
There were more than 150 or something in
हाँ,
total
more-
who gave the selection.
yeah,
got
more
it,
than
got it,
200.
got it.
हाँ,
Yeah.
yeah.
So आपकी इतनी अच्छी achievement है, your parents must be proud of you.
Yeah, they are.
So what were they saying, like what were their expressions after you came from YP?
Okay, so to be honest, my father he thought that I'm going for some great summit from UN conference or something. So he was like, I'm very proud of you. But then he got to know that it's from NCC, Youth Exchange Program NCC. So he was like, okay, I'm proud of you. But for my father, it was like a basic thing. He's from politics background, so he was like, okay, he's like this only. Okay. My mother, she was very proud of me. She posted FB, Insta, everywhere she posted this. My daughter, she's going here, there, and Vietnam जा रही है, ये कर रही है, वो कर रही है. This uniform she got, combat में मैं photo ने भेजी थी, तो she used to post it. उसी minute, combat में जा रही है, uniform में जा रही है, and everything. So she was very proud.
I'm sure every parents must do that for their kids.
Sure.
So Devashish, what sort of suggestions or any expertise you would like to highlight that cadets should not do while the selection of YP? What mistakes they are doing,
Okay.
basically?
So first of all, like ma'am told about the criteria, so those are the basic things. So what you should not do is, like I would like to mention that दुनिया को ग्लैमर बहुत दिखता है ना, बट जिस किसी को भी वो जो एफर्ट्स होते हैं ना उसके वो नहीं दिखते हैं. जैसे मैम ने कर्तव्य पथ करा, सो शी टोल्ड दैट 2 बजे वो वहाँ पर होते थे, तो सोचो आप कितने बजे वो लोग उठते होंगे. सो not only YP, RDC is very very tough. It is very strenuous. You have to sacrifice your academics, you have to sacrifice your family time and all. So the most basic thing is you should be patient, because अगर आप patient हो, आप में patience है, आपको पता है कि हाँ किस गोल से आप आए हो, कितना आगे आए हो, आपके पीछे क्या है, your parents motivation, your juniors, your friends aspirations and your own dreams. So that is very important. And the second thing which I would say कि don't find shortcuts. ठीक है, you have to, मतलब अगर किसी को for example बेस्ट क्रेडिट का या YP का पेपर है, so यार पढ़ना है तो पढ़ना है, कॉलेज का है पढ़ना है तो पढ़ना है, ड्रिल नहीं अच्छी है तो आपको ड्रिल अच्छी करनी पड़ेगी. There are no shortcuts. So that's what I want to say.
So if इतने tough procedure में कभी ऐसा कोई moment आया जहाँ you feel like giving up or something?
जब मैं TSC से बाहर हुई थी, so my motivation was combat. Every time I want to do combat. So I got out from TSC because of some reasons, and I was like, I didn't went for any class for like 1-2 months, and my seniors were calling me, कहाँ हो, क्यों नहीं आ रही क्लास के लिए, ये है वो है. So I was in a very bad situation. And because I spent a lot of time in my camps, PMR, then TSC cadres, so I was not that much confident on my drill कि यार मैं KP even कैसे कर पाऊंगी, मेरे को तो drill अच्छा आती ही नहीं है. But that was because मैं JW में थी, I was a commander there. So maybe because of that I have a good drill. So my seniors, they had confidence in me. They told me go for it. So I went there. But initially I was like कि इतने सारे बच्चे, JEOs, SEOs, everyone, and I'm just a second year cadet. मैं कैसे survive करूँगी वहाँ पे? So and there was DIs, they were telling us कि vacancy 20 है, फिर 14 है, फिर 7 है, फिर 6 है, फिर 2 है, 3 है, 1 है, यही बोल रहे थे. So I was like कि नहीं हो पाएगा, नहीं हो पाएगा, नहीं हो पाएगा. फिर YP का भी टेंशन था कि ठीक है, लेगेसी है, ऑन रखनी है इसको, जूनियर्स है मेरे, उनके लिए भी मोटिवेशन बनना है एंड एवरीथिंग. सो आई स्टिल थैंक माई फ्रेंड चंचल एंड जेसिका फॉर दिस. दे वर ऑलवेज विद मी. सो आई यूज्ड टू क्राई रात को कभी कभी कि यार अगर नहीं होगा तो फिर पढ़ाई भी नहीं की मैंने, फिर क्या होगा अब तो. बट देन आई डिड इट. यस.
दैट वाज ग्रेट. सो जब आप आरडी में सिलेक्ट हो गए, आपका आरडी कंप्लीट, वाईपी कंप्लीट हुआ, तो उसके बाद आपके सीनियर्स ने आपको फ़ोन किया, लाइक क्लास में नहीं आने के बाद भी उन्होंने आपको कुछ बोला है समथिंग?
My seniors from NCC, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. After YP.
Yes.
So when I got my delegation, I saw people tagging me on RDC group. Ki @Divya Singh, congratulations. So I was like, what is happening? I was reserve cadet. How can I come for YP? So they were like, ki, congratulations, everything. And then my Anushka ma'am, she sent me a text. It was from Shivam sir, the BC. He sent me कि देखो तुम्हारे जूनियर का YP आ गया. And then she sent me that, and then she said कि legacy on है Divya, I'm proud of you. And then Anshu ma'am texted, Isha ma'am texted, Abigail ma'am texted. My juniors, they were crying. To be honest, seriously, they were crying. My friends, they cried. We had this great bond at Gargi NCC, which makes us इतना टॉप पे, बिकॉज हम साथ में रहते हैं हमेशा, सीनियर्स जूनियर्स एवरीवन. इफ अ पर्सन इज गेटिंग YP तो हम सारे ही खुश होंगे उस पर. दिस इज नो जेलसी फैक्टर देयर. सो दे वर क्राइंग एंड आई वाज लाइक, मेरे को बिलीव नहीं हो रहा था क्या हो रहा है. बट देन माई सीनियर्स, दे ऑल केम, they all said कि we are proud of you. They posted stories and everything. They called me especially. They told me कि so what happened was कि fest, जब हमारा fest था साहस, so Anushka ma'am, she gave me her flag from her uniform. This flag she gave.
That's really great.
She said कि तुम्हारी YP आएगी. But I was like कि मैं reserve में हूँ, मेरी YP नहीं आएगी, मुझे पता है. But then she was like कि I know तुम्हारी आएगी, go for it. And रात को मैं गई, रात को I was holding this flag and I was crying कि अगर नहीं आई तो भरोसा उठ जाएगा उनका मेरे पे. And legacy नहीं चल पाएगी, ऐसा ऐसा. So and I cried and then I prayed to God कि जो भी होगा अच्छा होना चाहिए. That's it. So but then I got Vietnam. Yeah.
So आपकी उसके बाद कोई जूनियर आई आपसे बात करने की, yes ma'am, I also want to go for YP and all?
A lot of them, yeah, a lot of them, like from different colleges, different states. They asked me, ma'am, what is the criteria, how you went there, how was it, everything. My juniors, they were very excited. So now they tell everybody. They're in the camp only. I saw them telling us कि वो जो मैम जा रही है ना, वो मेरी मैम है, वो YP वियतनाम गई थी, ऐसे सब बोल रहे थे वो. So yeah, it feels very good. Yeah.
So Devashish, how was your experience in Kazakhstan? मतलब what type of culture and cuisine you tried? Please explain everything.
Sure. So मेरा experience, as I would say that this was first time that I was going out of the country on the expense of government. I've been to Sri Lanka once, but एक country के उससे जाना और country को represent करना, that is altogether a different feeling. So
Truly.
as the feeling of going to the Kazakhstan, so जिस समय list आई थी, so I shared, जैसे ग्रुप्स बन जाते हैं सब जगह ना, RDC के, बेस्ट कैडेट्स के, तो वहाँ पर लिस्ट आई हमारी. सो दे टोल्ड मी कि यार ऐसे तेरा आ गया है. मैंने कहा यार आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग, मेरे वो मन में
पता ही
नहीं
था,
कि
पहले ही
हाँ,
पता
नहीं
था,
आएगा.
मेरा नहीं तो किसका.
मेरे को पता था हाँ आ जाएगा. इट वाज जस्ट द क्वेश्चन ऑफ व्हेन. हाँ,
Okay.
सो आई वाज जस्ट थिंकिंग कि हाँ व्हेन. सो उसके बाद आई शेयर्ड ऑन द ग्रुप्स कि यार मेरे दोस्तों को मैंने बताया. तो व्हेन आई वेंट देयर, सो मेरे दिमाग में वो था कि हाँ यार आई एम रिप्रेजेंटिंग माई नेशन. मेरे यूनिफॉर्म पे, मेरे ट्रैक सूट पे, सब जगह पे मैं इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ. सो इट वॉज अ वेरी गुड एक्सपीरियंस ऑल टुगेदर. द पीपल ओवर देयर, दे वर ऑल्सो वेरी सपोर्टिव. सो टॉकिंग अबाउट देयर पर्टिकुलर कल्चर and how we lived and all. So basically there's the East Kazakhstan Technical University, like we have NCC and the departments of science, department of mathematics. So they have department of military, where the students, they are part and they are learning about military and military science and all. So we were under them. So वो हमारा सारा मतलब देखते थे. We used to travel in their cars. We used to live where they used to live. Like उनके जो मतलब rooms होते हैं जो वहाँ पे we used to live in sharing. They are very comfortable, very good rooms थे. हम लोग वहीं पे ही उनके साथ dinner, lunch, breakfast. Like वहाँ पे 5 बजे शाम में dinner हो जाता था.
Okay.
And पहले दिन लगता है यार 5 बजे डिनर हो जाता है, बट नेक्स्ट डे हमें लिटरली 4:30 बजे भूख लगने लगती थी कि अच्छा ऐसा है. एंड देयर डाइट वाज वेरी वेरी हेल्दी, ऑल बॉइल्ड, नो फ्राइड फूड, कोई मसालेदार नहीं था. दे यूज्ड टू हैव चिकन एंड लाइक वी यूज्ड टू हैव राइस, सो दे यूज्ड टू हैव मैश्ड पोटैटोज. एंड जैसे हम लोग चाय पीते हैं, कॉफ़ी पीते हैं इन इवनिंग्स, एंड नॉट पर्टिकुलरली इन आर cuisine, उनके होता है कि हाँ हम खाने के साथ भी चाय और कॉफ़ी हमारे चलता रहता है. लाइक वाटर, दे ड्रिंक टी एंड कॉफ़ी लाइक वाटर.
Okay.
या एंड आई वुड लाइक टू हाईलाइट अ डे वी वेंट टू द बुकतरमा रिवर. सो बुकतरमा रिवर के पास ईस्ट का EKTU, इट इज़ कॉल्ड एज EKTU यूनिवर्सिटी, उनका एक रिजर्वायर उन्होंने बना रखा है. सो वहाँ पे हम लोग गए एंड दे टोल्ड अस, उनके कैडेट्स ने बताया कि यहाँ पर ऐसे लास्ट के 3 months जब होते हैं किसी स्टूडेंट के पढ़ाई के, सो दे कम हियर एंड दे स्टडी, दे लिव, दे डू ऑल द प्रैक्टिकल स्टडीज एट दैट बुकतरमा रिजर्वायर. सो वी वेंट देयर, वी हैड आवर लंच, वी हैड अ स्पेशल डिश, इट इज़ नोन एज बेश बर्माक.
Okay.
And the besh barmak is basically a dish of horse.
Horse.
Yeah, so it was a dish of horse.
So you had it?
Yeah, like we were told के वहाँ पर horse बहुत ज़्यादा famous है as cuisine. तो हमने, I'm a non-vegetarian, so
Okay.
I said यार once in a lifetime opportunity. So I had it.
Sure.
We
It
should
was
try
very
everything,
bland.
yes.
It was very bland, like not like what we have in India.
Hmm.
But it was a great experience. And at that Buktarma reservoir as well, first time for in my life I swam in the river, an actual river. We went into the river. There were also like a jet ski. So उससे हम लोग attached हो करके, me and my friends, our officers and WTLO ma'am also, they enjoyed us a lot. We also played many sports over there. So our whole delegation, it was a mix of cultural events and introduction with the military equipments and playing sports like relays, arm wrestlings. And near the river what happened was, like, I'm very much into sports and fitness and all. I go to gym and play football, squash, badminton. So 3 Kazakhis, they were shirtless. They were roaming shirtless. It is very common over there to roam shirtless near that Buktarma reservoir. And they called me. So I went there and I asked, yeah, what's the plan? So they tell us, let's do pull-ups. मैंने कहा okay. कहता है remove your t-shirt. मैंने कहा okay. So we did pull-ups, push-ups, bar dips over there with our t-shirts removed, and it was a very great bonding time. So I really enjoyed that.
So how YEP is different from any other camp? Because YEP is very prestigious. How YEP is different, just not considering the fact it is out of India, but what is happening in YEP that we don't know?
So first of all, before going to the YEP, all the cadets from different directorates, they come to Delhi at the DGNCC around 10 days before going to the actual nation. So they prepare their presentation, they prepare their cultural performance, whether be dance, singing,
Okay.
or whatever. And the kitting part is also done. So and the fourth part, you can say, presentation to the DG sir.
Okay.
So these are the basic things which we have to do before going to the YP. And when you go to the YP, so जैसे अगर RD की आप बात कर रहे हो, तो RD में first you are at the battalion level, then you are at the group level, and doing and all, then you go to the RD, then you are competing against among the 17 directorates.
Yes.
But in YP, you are a single entity.
True.
You are getting me what I'm trying to
Yes,
say.
yes.
You are Indian.
Yes.
You are not a particular person from a religion or a particular state. You are an Indian. So that is what the feeling every person gets over there. And secondly, the unofficial time, like there is a dossier which we get कि आप इतने बजे यहाँ पर जाओगे, इतने बजे वहाँ पर जाओगे, but the unofficial time we get with the officers, like the officers from our nation and the cadets which we have went through, और जो वहाँ के cadets हैं उनके साथ जो हम time spend करते हैं, वो बहुत अच्छा एक bonding का time मिलता है, बहुत अच्छा quality time spend करते हैं हम लोग उनके साथ.
डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज क्या थी वहाँ पे?
Different activities. So first of all, first day हम लोग उनके military department में गए थे, and for the first time in my life, I come from a civilian background, so for the first time I saw a tank, a T-90 tank and a T-72 tank from the inside. I held weapons, the sniper rifle weapons, and I actually got to know हाँ यार ये कैसे मतलब स्नाइपर वाले और जो अपने एक्चुअल में ऑफिसर्स हैं और NCOs JCOs हैं जब फाइट में जाते हैं यार इतनी भारी राइफल के साथ वो लोग फाइट करते हैं. सो दैट वाज अ वेरी ग्रेट एक्सपीरियंस. देन उनके जो कल्चरल परफॉर्मेंसेस थे वी एंजॉयड अ लॉट. दे परफॉर्म्ड इन इंडियन सॉन्ग्स,
Oh,
Indian Bollywood songs. So it shows that how customized our relation with Kazakhstan, our Indian and Kazakhstan relation was. They were always a step ahead कि यार you feel comfortable with whatever you want. जैसे I'm telling कि वहाँ पर horse था. So people think कि हाँ यार foreign country जाते हैं but वहाँ पर vegetarians को दिक्कत होगी. But let me tell you, being a non-vegetarian, हमें उनकी टेबल में इंटरेस्ट होता था. वो तो चलो वेजिटेरियन है, वो नहीं देख रहे होंगे क्योंकि दे डू नॉट ईट नॉन वेज, बट हमें होता था यार क्या खा रहे हैं, बिकॉज देयर फूड वाज एक्चुअली वेरी गुड इन क्वालिटी वाइज एंड वैरायटी बहुत अच्छी हुआ करती थी.
okay.
या
सो आपके पेरेंट्स के क्या रिएक्शंस थे जब आपने उनको बताया कि आप कजाकिस्तान जा रहे हैं वाईपी के लिए, तो उनके क्या मतलब रिएक्शंस थे?
So my mother was very very happy. She instantly like gloomy eyes हो गई थी उनकी तो कि हाँ wow so good you are going, like अपार हो गया था उनका एक्साइटमेंट का कि ये बहुत बढ़िया चीज़ है यार, देव इज़ गोइंग टू कजाकिस्तान. एंड माई फादर आई एम वेरी क्लोज इन लाइक करियर ओरिएंटेड जो चीज़ें हैं उनमें आई फील वेरी हैप्पी, लाइक कि मेरे फादर मेरे को बहुत खुश मानते हैं कि आई एम डूइंग दिस. एंड ऑल्सो व्हेन एट द किटिंग व्हेन आर किटिंग वाज डन, सो I sent the uniform photo having India and my TS and Indian flag. So I sent it on my family group, and then they told me कि we are really proud of you. You are doing so good. You are managing your studies. You are taking care of household work as well. So they were really happy and they were really proud.
That's really great.
So you got recommended from NDA course 147. How was your experience and what sort of advice you will give to someone who is aspiring for NDA or CDS? Because they both are quite relevant exams.
Sure. So I got selected for NDA 147 course. I got recommended from 21 SSB Bhopal, but I got medical out due to myopia beyond acceptable limits. My eyesight was not to the requirements which the armed forces required. I chose for army.
Okay.
But after that I chose Atmaram Sanatan Dhanam College and I'm studying BSc Honors Mathematics. So talking about what things will help the cadets watching this podcast for ND and CDS would be like you should be, first of all, if I'm talking about the quality, the 15 OLQs which are there, so if I'm talking about the quality which is to be utmost priority, so I think it should be the initiative. If you are having the initiative of starting something or which is ongoing, so you get your character is basically getting developed, and the peers which you have, the friends which you have, you get to learn, you get to enjoy, you get to know a lot of things with them, with the friend circle that I have, with the NCC buddies that I have made, Priyanshu, Pradyuman, Lokesh, Alok, Pradyuman, like list goes and on, but they are very very helpful and I cannot imagine my college and NCC life without them. So second factor which I'm talking about is the friendship and the people you are with. So it is really important to be with good friends and company. And the third factor which I would like to point out in context of SSB is that you need to have good communication skills. If you have good ideas, you can, like, you have a good technical mind, you have good skill set, but if you are not able to project it out, Communication
Right.
skills, I mean by speaking, writing, whatever way
Exactly,
you have to
right,
project it. So SSB is all about communication, confidence, and I'd say knowledge. So that is really important. So these three factors, I'd say.
So, Divya, in your opinion, camp like YEP, how do they encourage Vishwamitra?
Okay, so the concept of Vishwamitra has been given by Prime Minister Modi. The concept of Vishwamitra was basically like making India friend of every country, everyone. So recently we are looking forward the ASEAN countries, the Southeast Asian countries. We are going towards EU, the European Union, then US also, then Russia, and everywhere. So we are having this neutral stand since independence, and that's what makes India different. So this going for YPs, sending youth for YPs, and telling people that we are living in diversity but still in unity. So this is something which is basically telling like India is very powerful because we have people from a lot of backgrounds and a lot of there's a lot of stillness there. So when I tell people from from Vietnam that we are having this kind of grouping, this kind of religion, this kind of races and everything. So we have the history of India is like Aryans, Dravidians, and then a lot of histories going on.
Right.
So when I explained them everything, they were very amazed to see how India is growing, how we are sustaining in India, and this is something which is making India develop every single day. So the concept of YPs is something which I think is very relevant, in this sphere, in this geopolitical sphere.
Exactly.
You're sending your future, you're sending your youth to other countries to tell them कि हम ऐसे हैं, हम वैसे हैं, और ये हमारा culture है, ये हमारे लोग हैं, हम ऐसे खाना खाते हैं, हम ये करते हैं, वो करते हैं. तो ये काफ़ी अच्छा step है towards developing India's foreign relations.
Exactly.
So, Devashish, what are your opinions about Amrit Kal ki NCC to Viksit Bharat?
Okay, so talking about Viksit Bharat, which is the initiative and the aim to be a developed nation by the year 2047, and how NCC is helping. Let me give you an example. Like when I went to the Kazakhstan, and we had such a great relation. अगर हम cadets के बीच में बोलें या officers के बीच में बोलें, so we had great bonding. We discussed about our nation, our geopolitics, our economy, and everything. So after the 10 days, what happened was the military department's head over there, Colonel Oleg Mansurov, he discussed with our delegation leader that every year 5 Indian students will be admitted into the EKTU University every year.
Okay.
And NCC cadets who are done with the B and the C certificate. So ये एक बहुत अच्छा step है for the students who want to go to other universities. अगर हम this is just an example of Kazakhstan. अगर हम ऐसे बाहर के cadets को जैसे RD parade के time पर बाहर के भी बहुत सारे cadets हैं जो ऐसे आते हैं और देखते हैं. So they get to know a lot many things about our nation. So this is through this way they get to be a part of Indian culture and economics and trade and all. And second of all, since the NCC का पहले ये था कि it is all only about like physical training and drill. But now, as we can see right from the Voice of Red Hackle, such a great initiative through the podcast that people are coming here, leaders are coming here, they're discussing about their experiences. Like पहले सिर्फ newspaper and books बोला जाता था, but now audiobooks, podcasts. So NCC is also opening its ideas and mind to the modern world.
Yes.
And cadets, they're participating in whether be in band, whether be in drama, whether be in activities. So I would definitely say that if you're getting the opportunity in your college or your institution to be a part of the NCC, then it is not only limited to what the conservative thinking was, but NCC basically opens your domain to every other aspect. Whatever things you are doing in other respective societies, you are doing it here, and that too on a very grand level. So this is definitely contributing a lot to becoming a developed nation.
The wider exposure.
Definitely.
Okay.
So guys, we have planned a rapid fire round of questions for you guys.
Sure.
So shall we start?
Yeah.
So, Devashish, describe your stay in YEP in 3 words. Just 3 words.
Okay, in 3 words. Mera Bharat Mahan.
Very good. Okay, so another question for you is, how do you deal with criticism, or how do you manage it?
तुम्हारा सुन के नहीं शुरू किया था, तुम्हारा सुन के नहीं बंद करूँगा.
Oh, nice.
So Divya, I will tell you some 3 words, and you will tell me what comes in your mind after listening those words.
Okay.
So Hackle.
Red.
TSC badge.
Depression.
नहीं मिला.
Cane.
SUO Divya.
That's really
Okay.
great. So guys, it was a great session with both of you. So आप कुछ हमारे ऑडियंस को कहना चाहेंगे?
You.
After you.
After me. So first of all, I would like to thank NCC Directorate Delhi, ADG sir, Group Commander sir, respective CEOs of all the units who were there in our journey, my ANO sir, Professor Captain Sandeep, my principal sir, and all the buddies, my parents, my friends. So I'm here because of your aspirations. जब भी मैं अपनी लाइफ में आगे कुछ देखता हूँ तो मेरे को लगता है कि हाँ, ये इन लोगों का भी ड्रीम है या they are part of it. And also to the Voice of Red Hackle for inviting me over here to share my experience and helping the upcoming generations as well. Thank you.
So first of all, I want to thank everybody who supported me throughout my journey, whether it be my seniors, my juniors, my parents, and everybody. Most importantly, I want to throw light on this thing that I believe कि अगर आप यूनिफॉर्म पहनते हो तो जब तक खुद पे विश्वास ना हो तब तक नहीं पहनना चाहिए. If you are having इतना सा भी self doubt, don't wear the uniform. Give the uniform to someone who actually deserves it. This uniform holds a lot of power. Believe in yourself, and believe is like actually believing yourself. If you can't do it, just fake it. It'll be fine. That's it.
Thank you so much, guys. We were so glad to have you here.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so much.
thank you everyone, and stay tuned with us. Jai Hind.